This is the Roulette Master, and I can't wait to share with you the roulette strategy that was sent in today. This was sent in by someone who calls himself Mr. Casino. He said he regularly wins at the casino, and that if you use the strategy that he's been using, you will win between $500 and $1,000 per hour consistently at the casino. So I can't wait to test this out today and just see how great it really is. And let's go ahead and place the bets. We're going to use $5 bets to start. We're going to put $5 on first and second column. We're going to put $5 on the 1, the 10, and the 13 and 22 street. And then we're also going to put it on the 31 and the 25 street. That's a $45 or $40, total bet. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to cover everything you'll need to know with this system. That's a 27 red. And that was a $20 win to start. And you can see right there we're already up $20. We're just going to rebet and spin. And let's see what we get here. That is a 27 red. Okay, that's a $20 win. So we're already up $40. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. And what he says is incredible about this system is how long the progression is. So let's see here. That is a $35 win on a 2. So you can see that's a little different win amount, and we're up 75 already. And let's go ahead and spin again. Once we get some losses, I'll show you how he does that and how he extends the progression so that it lasts longer. And that's a $25 loss. And what he does is that unless you lose 2 in a row, partial losses, you don't increase the bet. So that means we stay right at $40. So that's the first part of this. And then I'm going to go over the second and third. And that's a 31 black. That's a nice $35 win. So you can see we're up 85 right now. And again, the first rule of this is if you get 2 partial losses in a row, we're going to increase the bets. So once we get that, I'll show you how much we increase them by. There's 1 partial loss in a row. And let's spin again. Here we go. That's a 4 black. Okay, that's 2 partial losses in a row. So what we do now, after 2 partial losses in a row, we increase by 1 unit on all these bets. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. And let's go ahead and spin after we increase those all by 1. Here we go. That is a 0, so that's definitely a loss. So that if you get a total loss, you increase by 1 unit also. So let's do that. But if you get partial losses, it takes 2 partial losses in a row to increase the bets. Here we go. That is a 28 black. That's a $75 loss, and you can see on that last one that was at 120, so we don't increase the bets. That was a partial loss. And temporarily we're down now a little bit, but let's keep playing here and I'll show you how he deals with that. And that is a 14 red. Okay, that's a win. So that stops the loss streak. We're at minus 15, and we're going to spin again until we're back at profit levels. So here we go. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $60 win. So now we can go ahead and we're close enough to session profit. Let's go ahead and go back to the original bet. And remember that was $40, and that's with $5 on each. Okay, and then we're going to go over the rules, the starting rules again, and then we're going to add some additional rules to this so you know how to play it. This is a 21 red. And that's a $40 loss. So anytime you have a loss that's full loss, like that one was, you increase by 1 unit. If you have a partial loss, you don't increase until you have 2 consecutive partial losses. So here we go. Now we have 10 on each. And let's spin. That's a 20 black. Okay, that is a $50 loss. That's a partial loss, so we don't increase the bets. We're going to keep them the same. And here we go. That's a 14 red. That's a $70 win, so that stops the loss streak. We're up 25 right now. And we're going to go back to the original $40 bet. Okay, let's spin. All right. That's a 7 red. That's a $25 loss, so we will rebet, spin again, and if we get 2 consecutive partial losses, then we will add another unit. Here we go, that's a 28 black. Okay, we had 2 consecutive partial losses, so we will increase by 5. Oh. Okay, we did that. Now we have 10 on each. And here we go. That's a 10 black. Ooh, that's a nice $70 win. So we're back up 45, so we will reset back to $40. And he said if you're anywhere close to session profit, you start back over. So let's go ahead and spin again at $40. Okay, that's a 30 red. Okay, that's a $40 loss. So we always increase if we have a full loss. So let's do that. But he said the secret to this system is that since most losses are partial losses and you don't increase after every loss, it really extends out the progression. But there's a lot more to it as well, so I'll get to that. And there's another full loss. So we will increase by 1 again. That's 1 unit of $5. So here we go. All right. Okay, we're at 120 total bet now. Here we go. Let's see what we get. That's a 36 red. Okay, that's a $120 loss, so that's a full loss also. So let's go ahead and add 1 to each. And usually you don't get this many full losses, but I want you guys to see what happens when you have bad luck as well. So that's what we're doing. That's why I play longer every day. That's a 160 total bet. That's a 33. That's an $80 win. So we're minus 115, so we just stay at the same level and spin again. And that was a partial one there. So that's a 25 red. That's a nice 140 win. So we're back up 25, and if you get, he says if you get up this high and you get even anywhere close to session profit, you restart. So let's do that, because this is one where you need to cash out when you do go on a nice run. The whole idea of it is that you don't lose your bankroll. That's the whole thing with Mr. Casino. So here we go. That is a $35 win. We're up 60 now. We're going to stay at the $40 bet. Here we go. And once you go on a nice run, you just cash out with and take the money home with you. That's a $25 loss, so we'll start counting partial losses. That's 1. And if we lose another partial, we will increase by 1. That's a 35 black. Okay, that's another partial loss, so we increase by 1. Here we go. Now we're going to have 10 on each. And again, the most important thing is keeping your bankroll with this. That's why the progression is so long. So now we're at $80 total. We added 5 to each of those bets. And that's a 12 red. That's a nice $40 win. We're up 50, so let's go ahead and restart. Again, it doesn't have to be total session profit. As long as you feel comfortable that you're ahead, you restart. So we're at 40 right now. And again, the whole key is to not lose the bankroll. And then when you go on a long winning streak, you'll get way ahead and cash out. So there is a win at 85. We're at 85 profit right now. That was a win of $35. Let's rebet and spin. We're still at the $40 level. And I've been playing these systems longer, like I've been telling you guys, because I want you to see a larger sample size of all these systems. So let's see how long this system can keep going good. We're already up 120. We're still at the $40 base level, and I'm starting to get a good feeling about this one. Let's play this one for a while and see how it does over a long stretch. There's a nice $35 win. We're up 155, even with all the struggles we had early. We are up and doing great, and that is a 20 black. That's a $25 loss. That's a partial loss. So we will keep track of that. If we have another partial loss consecutively, we will increase by 1 unit. That's a 20 black. Okay, that's 2 partial losses in a row. So we will increase by 1. And he says that's the whole key to this, is that you don't increase after every loss. And here we go. It's bankroll maintenance, and we're up. This is an $80 bet here, and if we were to lose again, you don't increase. You have to have 2 more consecutive. So there's a $50 loss. Again, we start counting again. We don't increase the bets. We're still at 80. So again, once you increase, even if you lose the next one, unless it's a full loss, you don't increase. And there's 2 partial losses in a row, so now we do increase. Okay, so now we're going to put the 5 on each. Let me clear that one out of there. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay, now we have a 120 total bet after we did that increase. Again, we have a $2,000 bankroll. You can always go smaller with that if you want the unit sizes to be smaller. He said you can even do it with dollar units if you want. And that is a $75 loss. So we can see that's a partial loss, not a full loss, so we don't increase the bets. Then we'll check our balance here. That's a 22 black. That's a nice 105 win, so that stops the losing streak. We're up 35. And again, even though we're not in full session profit, we're back in profit and we're ahead, so we're going to restart. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to 40. The only time you stay at that actual level and keep going is if you're way negative. And that is a $25 loss. We're going to spin again. Again, it takes 2 of those partial losses to increase the bet. This is all about bankroll maintenance. And there's a $20 win, so that stops the losing streak. Granted, we're only up 30 now, but what this does is it cycles, and we're still at 40. It cycles, and when you get up, 180, 200 like we were a little bit ago, you cash out. And there's a nice $35 win. We're up 65. Let's spin again. And here we go. That's a 25 red. That's a nice $35 win. So see, if you get consecutive wins, we're already back up 100 again. Say we win, and we're still at 40 here, but say you win a bunch in a row, that's when it's time to cash out. And this system's all about bankroll maintenance. And this is a 22. That's a $35 win. We're up 135 now. So, it wouldn't be a bad time to cash out right now, but we're going to play longer, see how this does over the long stretch. I want you to have a large sample size of this, especially with, all the things that he's saying about this system. So we're up 155 now, and let's spin again. And I want you guys to get a large sample size of this. And that's a 5 red. That's a partial loss, so we don't increase the bets. We're up 130 still. We're still at the $40 bet level because, again, we're trying to keep the bets as low as possible. And that's a 13 black. That's a $35 win. We're up 165. Betting again at $40. Here we go. Okay, that is a 36 red. And that's a loss, but a partial. I'm sorry, that was a full loss. So full losses, you increase. Here we go. If you get a full loss, you always increase by the $5. We're at 80 now. But again, otherwise it takes 2 in a row partials. And that's a 24 black. That's a nice $40 win. We're up 165. We restart. Back to 40. We're spinning again. Again, you don't have to be in total session profit. You just have to be in a good spot. So that's a 15 black. Okay, we won. We're up where we won 20 there. We're up 185. We're still at the $40 level. And again, this is all about trying to stay at the $40 level, seeing how low you can keep the bets. And that's a nice $35 win. So you can see we've already had a couple chances to cash out around 200. We're going to obviously play longer today, and we're still at 40 here. But when you're playing and you get up 200 pretty quickly, go ahead and cash out. But he did say that he wins between $500 and $1,000 per hour. So he doesn't necessarily always do that. I'm just telling you that's what I think you should do. And you're up 255, and we have a $40 bet here again. Again, $2,000 bankroll with this, but he said you don't have to have that much, but it's recommended. And that's a $40 loss. And again, when we have total losses, we always increase by 5. And here we go at $80. After that $5 increase, that's a 23 red. It's a nice $70 win. We're up 285. We'll be going back to 40 now. We try to get back to 40 whenever we can. And here we go. That's a 35 black. Okay, that's a partial loss, so we will spin again. If we get 2 in a row, we'll increase. Okay, that's a 6 black. And that's 2 in a row. Actually, that's a full loss there, so we will increase by 1. One $5 unit that is. All right, let's go ahead and spin it at $80, and here we go. All right, that's a 2 black. That's a nice $70 win. We're up 290. We're going to go back to $40. Spin again, and here we go. And if you think about it, even as conservative as we are playing, in just over 15 minutes, we've already made a good amount. So let's rebet again. That's one partial win there. I mean, one partial loss, I'm sorry. And I think that actually might, let me check where we were at there. Okay, so yeah, that was a full loss. So we need to increase. Here we go. I missed that one, guys. And if you ever make a mistake like that when you're playing, just just jump right back on board and keep going. We're at $80 bet right now, and that's 27 red. And that's a $40 win. We're up 265. That's not session profit, but guess what? We're going to go back to 40. We're doing bankroll maintenance here. We're staying as far away from losing the $2,000 bankroll as we can because we're protecting the money we've already made as well. We're already up 265, and before long we're going to go on a nice run, and then it won't matter that we didn't get all the way back to session profit. And that's a $25 loss. That's a single one, so we have to have 2 of those in a row to increase. And that's a 20 black. That's 2 in a row, so we will increase. Here we go. 5 on each. Okay, we're at 80 now. $80 total bet. After that $5 increase, that's a 13 black. All right, that's a nice $70 win. We're up 285. We're going to go back to 40. And again, we're trying to stay as close to the base level bet as we can, protecting our bankroll, and bankroll maintenance is key. So that's a 6 there. That's a full loss. So we will always increase by 1 after full losses. And Mr. Casino has a lot of good things going with this, I think. So I'm pretty excited where this one's going to go. This is an $80 total bet. That's 11 black. Okay, that's a nice $70 win. I think that's enough. We're up 315 now. Let's go back to $40. See how we're just staying right there at 40, and every chance we get, we try to get back to 40. That's a 29 black. That's a partial loss, so we do not increase. We stay the same. If we get 2 in a row, we will increase. Again, $2,000 bankroll, $5 units, $40 starting bet. There's a $35 win. That stopped the slide there, so we will stay at $40. Again, it takes 2 consecutive partial losses to reset, and I'm sorry, to increase the bets. So there's another partial loss, but only 1 now. So if we get another partial loss here, we would increase the bets. That's a 7 red. Okay, that's 2 partial losses in a row, so we increase the bet. Here we go. All right, now we're at $80 total after we added those in, and here we go again. That's a 34 red. That's a $50 loss, and that's a partial, so we don't increase. Again, now that we increased, you have to have 2 more in a row again before you increase. So that's a 19 red, and that's 2 more partial losses in a row, so it's time to increase again. And this is why I'm glad you guys stuck around, so you can see how to deal with adversity when you do get really bad numbers. I want you guys to know how to deal with it. This is a $120 bet now after we added 5 to each again. Here we go. That's a 19 red. That's another loss, but again, that's a partial loss, so we don't increase. We wait for 2 consecutive partial losses before we increase. That is a 1 red there. Okay, and we didn't get 2 in a row. That was a 105 win. So let's go ahead and stay there and get a little bit closer to session profit, and let's spin. We're still at 120. We don't have to get to session profit. It's up to you. If you want to reset right there, you can. And there's a nice $60 win, and we're at 265. Let's stay there one more time. Let's see what happens. All right. That's a 27 red. Okay, that's a nice $60 win. Now that we're back over 300, let's reset. So let's go back to 40. And you have to just use your best judgment on that. You don't have to get all the way back to session profit, though. If you're doing well, restart. So let's go ahead and spin again at $40. We're back at the base level. But remember that even if you get a partial loss as you get higher up, you don't increase after every loss, unless it's a full loss like right there. Then you do. If it's partial, you still wait for 2. So if you lose 2 in a row, and then you lose again, you don't increase. You have to have another one after that before you increase. So unless it's a full loss. Now we're at 80 after that full loss. And that's a 7 red. That's a $50 loss. So that's a partial. Let's spin again. Here we go. That's a 26 black. Okay, and that stopped the losing streak there, so we're still at 305. We will go back to 40 and spin. Let's be safe. Again, this is all about bankroll maintenance, and that is huge. And this is a 13 black. That's a nice $35 win. We're up 340. Let's see if we can get on a winning streak. We're back at $40 again. All right, that is a 23 red. It's a nice win. So we're at 375 now. You take advantage of these winning streaks, and we're at 40 still here. And then you cash out after you have a nice winning streak. But there's a 0, so that's a total loss. So we will increase all of them immediately, but only on full losses. So there we go. Oh, wrong one. And let's make sure those are right. Oh, actually those were already increased. Here we go. All right, now we got that fixed. Okay, now we're at $80 total after that loss, and we're spinning away. That is a 25 red. Okay, that's a $70 win. We're up 405 now. We're definitely going back to 40. And let's spin. And yeah, bankroll maintenance is the most important thing you can do. Once you lose your bankroll, you're done. So I really like this so far. We're going to play for a while though, and there's a partial loss, so we will not increase the bets. We're going to play for a while, get a large sample size, and try to see how awesome this system really is. There's 2 losses in a row. We're going to increase because we had 2 losses in a row. But when you have 1 loss and then 1 win, that cancels the losing streak. Then you need 2 more losses in a row to increase the bets. We're at $80 now after we increased those, and that's a 13 black. Okay, that's a nice $70 win, and we're up 425. We're going to go back to 40. Again, we try to stay as close to 40 as we can, and here we go. That's a 5 red. All right, that's a partial loss, so we do not increase. All right, let's see what we get. That's a 22 black. Okay, that stopped the losing streak, so we don't increase. We're up 435. We're still at the $40 base level. I really like this, and this is fantastic so far. This is a 17 black. That's a partial loss, so we don't increase. We just bet again at $40. Here we go. That's a 25 red. And that stops the losing streak, so we stay right where we're at. We're up 445. And again, we have a $40 total bet still. We try to keep it low like that. And that's a 9 red. That's a full loss, so we will increase by 1 unit. Okay, $80 total bet now after that increase. Here we go. That is a 13 black, and that's a nice $70 win. We are currently up 475. And even playing as conservative as we have been, he says he makes between 500 and 1,000 per hour. We're already up 475 in less than half an hour, so that's pretty cool. We're going to go back to 40 now, and let's spin. And we've played really conservative. We've tried to reset whenever possible. There's a 0 though. That's a full loss, so we will increase. And okay, now with 10 on each, we have an $80 total bet, and we're spinning away. Here we go. That's a 15 black. That's a $40 win. Let's reset. We're at 475. Again, you don't have to be at session profit. As long as you're happy with where you're at, you just restart and do it as often as possible. That's a 28 black. It's a partial loss, so we do not increase. We stay at 40. He said the whole key to this is trying to increase as little as possible. And that's a 7 red. And that's 2 partial losses in a row, I believe there. So let's increase to 10 each. All right, here we go. We're spinning away. That's a 35 black. Okay, that's a $50 loss, but that's a partial, so we'll spin again. Again, you don't increase after 1 loss. That's a 14 red, unless it's a total loss. And then that stops the losing streak. We're up 445. We go back to 40. And hopefully we'll go on a nice little run here and cash out. This has been pretty awesome so far. I hope you guys are enjoying this. That's a 1 red. That's a win at 35. And again, the reason that's 35 is because you're hitting the street and the column. And let's go ahead and spin again at 40. Here we go. That's a 4 black. That's a partial loss, so we leave the bets right there at 40. Again, the goal is to increase as little as possible. A lot of these systems, Mr. Casino says, increase too fast. And see, that's a $35 win, so that stops the losing streak. We're up 490. We're still at the $40 level, and he thinks a lot of these systems increase too fast, and this keeps your bankroll much safer, and has bankroll maintenance for sure. And that's a nice $20 win. We're up 510. We're betting again at $40, so we've already gone past that $500 level that he says he makes between 500 and 1,000 per hour, and that's a partial loss, so we will not increase. See, many of these systems would have already increased after any of those losses, so I really like how this has such a slow progression. And that's a full loss there and a partial, so we just increased by 1. And here we go. Okay, we're at $80 now after we increased those by 5. Let's see what we get here. That is an 8 black. And that's a $50 loss. But again, you don't increase right here because we just lost. We just increased on the one previous. Even though we have 3 losses in a row, we don't increase. But now that we have 4 in a row, we do increase. So let's do that. So you increase basically on even numbers, on 2, 4, 6, 8, after consecutive partial losses. And if you have a total loss, and we're at the 120 level here, if you have a total loss, you restart anytime. You increase anytime. Sorry about that. So we are up 420 now. That's close enough. Let's go back to 40. Again, bankroll maintenance. Get back to 40 as quick as you can. Doesn't have to be full session profit. And that's a 31 black. That's a $35 win. You just take advantage of the winning streaks. We're up 455 now, still at the $40 level. And here we go. Let's protect that bankroll, make some money, and that is a $40 loss. So that's a full loss, so we increase immediately. But most losses are partial losses with this. It takes 2 of those in a row to increase. Here we go. 29 black. Okay, that's a $50 loss. We're not going to increase. That's just 1. Even though we've had 3 consecutive, we only increase after on even numbers on those. But there's an $80 loss. That was a full loss. So we had a partial and a full there. Now it's definitely time to increase. Here we go. And that dropped us down a little bit. So let's go ahead and spin at 120. And again, this is why I'm playing longer sessions. I want you guys to see a larger sample size, and I really appreciate everyone telling me how much they enjoy that. And that was a partial loss, so we do not increase, even though we had another loss there. And that's a 21 red. And that's another loss, and that one was a full. So we had 2 fulls and 2 partials stuck together there. We're going to increase. We're still not going to go crazy, though. We're just going to increase by 1. And we're going to use patience and our $2,000 bankroll. We're at the 160 level now. We're going to use patience and bankroll to bring this back, and that's a 26 black. Okay, that's a 140 win. We're up 230. Let's stay at the 160 level again. And here we go. That's a 2 black. Okay, that's a 140 win. We're up 370. Let's restart. I know we were higher than that before, but again, you have to use your head with this. He says anytime you get a chance, you restart, and I think that that 370 profit is pretty good. So that's where I would say let's go back to 40. Again, he says it's all about bankroll maintenance. We can just build ourselves back up again. There's a partial loss, so we'll leave it the same. We can build it right back up to 500 again in no time. But it's all about being safe and protecting that bankroll. We're up 365 now. We're still at the $40 base level. Here we go. That's a 20 black. That is a loss, a partial loss, so we will not increase until you get 2 of those in a row. Here we go. That's a 30 red. And that's a loss. That's a full loss. So we're going to increase again. Okay, now we have an $80 total bet. Here we go. That's a 29 black. That's a $50 loss. That is a partial loss, so we do not increase. And I know a lot of these systems, it's real tempting to increase after every loss, and you just can't do it. So that's a $70 win. We're at 320 right now. Let's stay at that $80 level one more time. That's a 2 black. Okay, let's go ahead and reset to 40. We're up 390. And yeah, we're eating some of our profit at times, but we're also protecting our bankroll. And that's what it's all about. Protect your $2,000 bankroll. And that's a partial loss, so we will spin again at 40. Again, we don't increase unless we have 2 of those in a row. That's a 21 red. Okay, so that's a partial and a full loss, so we will increase. Okay, now we're at $80 total. We're spinning away. Let's see what we get. That's a 35 black. That's a $50 loss. That's a partial loss, so we will spin again at 80. Here we go. That's a 23 red. That's a $70 win. We're up 345. Let's stay there for one more and see what we get. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $40 win. That's close enough. Let's go ahead and restart at 385. All right, we're staying as close to 40 as we can, and you know, you'll get on a winning streak and make up for the little bit that you gave back, and then cash out then. So I know if we had stayed with it, we would have made more money there. But hey, we're up 420. We're still at the $40 level. We're being smart. We're protecting our bankroll, and that's what Mr. Casino says it's all about, is don't lose your bankroll. And we're up 440 now. Let's see if we get on a little winning streak here. We're still at the $40 level. And he said he's been winning consistently with this for a while. And there's a partial loss, so we will not increase. And I think he says that's the real secret to this, is you're not increasing all the time. And when you get a chance, you get back to base level. And that's another partial loss, so we will finally increase after 2 consecutive partial losses. And let's make sure those are right. So yeah, we went to 10 on each on that, so let's do that. Every once in a while my finger slips there. We're at the $80 level now. And here we go. That's a 30 red. Okay, that's a full loss, so we're going to increase. And again, that's why I'm playing longer sessions, larger sample sizes. I want you guys to see the best and the worst possible spins that you can see. And we're at 120 right now after we increased by 5. That's an 18 red. That's a $120 loss here. That's a full loss. So we're increasing again. 20 on each now. And now we're at 160 total. Here we go. Okay, that's a 24 black. Okay, that's an $80 win. We're at 270. We'll stay there. Let's go ahead and spin again. That's a 36 red. That's a 160 loss, so we're going to increase again. All right, let's go ahead and spin. That's a 5 red. That's a 125 loss also, so we're going to have to increase again. We're at 30 now. Okay, we're at 240 total bet now. And that's a 10 black. Yeah, that's a nice win. We're up 195. Let's go ahead and spin again. See what we get here. Ooh, that's a 0. Ouch. That hurt. Okay. We're increasing again. So that was a full loss. Okay, we're at 280 now. We still have our $2,000 bankroll though. Here we go. That is an 8 black. That's a 175 loss. So let's increase those bets, and here we go. Okay, now we have a 320 total bet, and we need to get a win here. Let's see what we get. That's a 3 red. That's a 160 win. Let's go ahead and stay there and repeat. See if we can get another win here. That's a 30 red. Okay, and that's a full loss, so we will increase again. Let's check and see where we're at. We still have plenty of bankroll left. We're at 360 total now, and we're really getting tested. So here we go. That's a 24 black. Okay, that's a 180 win. We're minus 200. Let's stay right there at 360. And again, that's why I've been playing these longer sessions. I want to show you guys the worst possible scenarios with every system. And this is a really good system, but we got to increase after a total loss there again. I really love this system, but like I said, if you play anything long enough, it will start to have problems at times. So anything can happen with roulette. There's a nice 350 win. We're minus 210. Let's stay right there at 400. We still have our $2,000 bankroll. That's a 6 black. But that's a loss, so we will increase again. Okay, 440 total bet now after that total loss. And let's see what we get here. That's a 28 black. Ooh, that's a 275 loss, but that's a partial, so we just spin again at 440. Still have our $2,000 bankroll, but we need to get some wins now. And that's a 25 red. Okay, that's a nice 385 win. We're minus 5. Let's repeat that at 440. That's a 36 red. That's a loss. That's a total loss, so we increase again. And this is why, guys, when I was earlier in the video, I was telling you, if you get up a good amount, you cash out. Because with any roulette system, if the numbers are horrible, like what we've just had, it's not going to be good. So we're at 480 now. We increased by 5 on each. And let's spin. That's an 18 red. See, that's another 480 loss, so we will increase again. Let's see where we're at. We have about $600 left, so we need to get a win here. This is at 520. That's a 24 black. That's a nice 260 win, but we need to get more. We're staying right there at 520. We need to get a good hit here, and that is a 19 red. That's a 325 loss. That's a partial loss, so we stay the same. And spin. And that's a 2 black. That's a win. That's 455. That's pretty good. We still have $1,000 in our bankroll. We're spinning again. That's a 30 red. Ooh, but that's a total loss, so that's not good. Let's see where we're at before we add these in. And 530. Let's make sure we have that much. We don't. We only have 450. So let's take that off. And let's spin at 450. Here we go. Again, guys, this is why I told you when you get up 200 or 300 after 10 minutes, go ahead and cash out. But that's a nice win there at 390. Let's go ahead and stay right there at the 450 level. Let's see if we can get a win. It's a 31 black. That's a nice win. We're minus 770. We're still at that 450 level. And that's a 12 red. Look at that. Okay, minus 560. Let's stay right there at 450. See if we can get another win. That's a 1 red. I think that's a win. Ooh, that's a nice 390 win. We're only minus 170 now. Stay at 450. Spin again. That's a 32 red. That's another win. We're up $220 now. We're going back to the $40 level. And the reason I played this long was because even though this is an awesome system and I really like it, and now we'd have to clear the bets off and put them back up there again. So even though this is an awesome system and I really love it, any system, if you play long enough, can get horrible numbers and just and wreck your roulette game. So again, I think this is a great one. Definitely test it out and try it. I'm going to be using this at the casino. I really like it. But you got to know, I want you guys to know the best and worst case scenarios with every system. The only way you're going to see that is with larger sample sizes, which is what I'm trying to do for you guys. And I hope you saw the really good and the really, the bad with this system. But again, I think this is definitely one of the better systems. I love how it protects your bankroll unless you get just a horrible, full losses time after time after time, which isn't going to happen very often, but can happen. And I just wanted you guys to see that. But we came back and still ended up winning, which was an incredible ride. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I had a lot of fun doing it. That's 2 days in a row now. Had crazy comebacks, and it was a lot of fun. So again, I hope you're really enjoying the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. But don't do it for me. Do it because all these people in this community are fantastic, great people that will respond to your comments. And anything that you have a question about, we'll talk back and forth with you. That's what's really great about this community is everyone is so active, and there's a lot of really smart people in this community. So please subscribe, but don't do it for me. Do it for yourself, for what you're going to get out of this great community. And I hope you're enjoying the videos. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.